Hello, everybody, sweethearts. This is Sarah Barton at angelcuddlecafe.com. Now, usually, I am the host of Angel Cuddle Cafe for the Healing Hangout. Today, I'm giving that pleasure to Alain Deguire.
Hey.
He is going to be in the hot seat. So hello, Alain. I'm going to pass it over to you.
Right, so it got a little bit, but is it, I guess, my time to take the lead? So, hi everyone. It's a pleasure for me to join Sarah here. She's a great friend of mine for some times already, and we've been chatting and working together in many different occasions. So it's a very great pleasure for me to be here and joining her and all of you at the Angel Cuddle Cafe. This morning, before we get started, I would like to just do a little grounding meditation. This is a very special day today, so we're going to pray that everything goes fine in terms of the technology and it's going to hold out for us. So today's a special today's a special day because we have this full moon and the summer solstice at the same time, which is this combination of the feminine and the masculine. And it's exactly about the topic that we're going to be talking also with Sarah right after. So this is very interesting that the synchronicity brought us to talk about this topic and be here together on that time. So it's okay. So let's do a little grounding meditation. I would invite you to just close your eyes and go within. And we're just going to take one first deep as we can in the belly, fill it all up, and this love coming in. And we're going to let out all of the stresses, the tension, the fears. Now we're going to take a second breath in, as deep as we can again. Breathe it all in, all of this love energy. And at the same time, imagine your connection with Mother Earth, the sun, Father Sun, but also with the moon, and with your divine self, your I am presence. Feel this connection, because all of these are much in alignment and much working together in this day. Another third deep breath in, about this love energy coming in, balancing on this day the feminine and the masculine within our being in all dimensions, and let go of all that is not in alignment, that is not appropriate, that is not who we truly are. And just stay in this peace, in this connection with all that is. I would like to start now by just giving you a little bio, reviewing a little bio of Sarah, who she is and what she's doing in her work, and so you have an occasion to understand a little bit more, know a little bit more about who Sarah is and her purpose and what she's doing as work. So Sarah helps you and all of us to rediscover the answers that your art is holding. Your transformation is at hand to take charge of your life, and your soul is now ready to express itself in incredibly abundant ways that will surprise you. Very surprising indeed, very often. Sarah is a healer, way shower, an angel ambassador. I always knew her for a very long time with angel cuddles and so on. Channel of grace and a facilitator, opening hearts and empowering folks to remember their souls and reawaken to the truth of their divinity, healing themselves on the journey. As scientific and spiritual go hand in hand, Sarah aims to provide an ever-expanding and invaluable spirit, the practical soul remembering tool full of processes, encouraging inspired action, and aiding you on your journey in a practical and spiritual manner. As the host of Angel Cuddle Cafe, Sarah's vision is for listeners to taste and experience their empowerment and self-healing, to transform their lives into ease, love, joy, and abundance, claiming their divine gifts. Sarah is here on Mother Earth to advocate pure love and peace, bringing wisdom and harmony to the world. We are all great manifestors, constantly manifesting everything in our lives. Sarah encourages everyone, each one of us, to manifest pure love in our lives. What a world we can manifest together. Sarah is here to do the work of the divine as a spiritual teacher. It is her pleasure to guide you to achieve the results you desire, or the life you imagine, or something much better. Now, Sarah, I understand that you are actually starting this Angel Cuddle Cafe with a purpose in mind, which is very much related to what has been said in your bio, to help and support us by bringing together many different people who are helping people in different ways. So can you talk a little bit more to us about what you want to do it with the Angel Cuddle Cafe and how you want to do it?
Can you still hear me? It's a little bit choppy there,
Yes.
I think.
I can hear
yes?
you. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yes. Well, that kept giving me a nudge. About showing up and telling me how selfish show up to keep a little. So it would show up and help everyone to awaken, to remember really how powerful we all are, and how working with the angels directly with source, with our higher self, with the soul. And my soul was sort of like shrieking at me, really, look, go for it, go for it. And so I said, yes, well, how am I going to do that? You know, I live in a really tiny village in the middle of the French countryside in southwest France. And I said, just how am I going to do Angel Cuddle Cafe, where like-hearted people can share, can bring peace together, to fill with pure divine love and light together, that have ears to hear my message, to come to, because to little Plenia in the south of France. And I was sort of like, that? And it was, yes, I was thinking about the technology as much as anything else. She has here, and so I thought, oh, well, yes, okay. And then start to put together Angel Cuddle Cafe, and I have already interviewed some very special guests. Began to feel a little not overwhelmed, but I thought, what am I doing? A little bit of lack of self-confidence, really. So then I was getting nudges from Mary Magdalene and Yeshua too, and it was like, well, you've been learning and learning, you have so much knowledge now, but share what you have. So, with my best foot forward, that is what I am now doing.
Awesome. This is a great idea, actually, and I sure can see how it can help and support so many people out there in doing their own path and doing their own process, working on themselves to reach that peace, that love that we already all are. So this is amazing. Now I'm hearing you here mentioning about Mary Magdalene and Joshua. So how have you been led into connecting with their energy and their message, and how long have you been in contact with them?
For a very long time, Mary Magdalene has actually been, she's been steering me, she's been guiding me ever since I was a child, really. Actually, I was a healer and I did certain things, but of course no one else was doing them, so shut all of that, you know. And then it was in adult life that certain people I connected with, and they were saying things like, wow, what do you do? And I was going, what do I do? And it was like, well, your light, your aura, you know, what do you do? And you're a healer, aren't you? And I was I stepped into I became a Reiki master, and then it developed from there, where it was Reiki, but with the angel healing add-ons, if you like. But I realized that even when I was at school, at the grammar school, the senior school, that I chose to do religious studies as one of my A-levels. John's Gospel was one of the main things that we studied, and the essays that I was trying to find my notes. I know I've still got all my folders from then, and I actually found the essay folder. I can't find the one where I did notes in class, but I found the one the other day that has my essays in, and the teacher put comments at the end of the essay. She would write, "This is one of your best essays yet. Do you understand? Do you understand what you are saying?" And she was like, "You know, are you just really understand what you're saying?" And I was a bit miffed. I was peeved at her because, yes, of course, I had read books about the subject, but also I really did understand what I was talking about. There was no knowing, and of course now I realise that it was actually, even way back then, you know, many moons ago, that Mary was leading me then, and Yeshua, because they actually came as to show us, to give us the example of the divine feminine and the masculine. One of the things that Mary points out is that, of course, she was pushed aside. I've always had this thing about women being pushed down, and citizens, and you know, how they can be different aspects of life. Sometimes when I was younger, I used to get very cross about it, actually. I was thinking, crikey, I feel really strongly about this. Sure. But it was her influence again. But she now wants the divine feminine, the feminine to come up, to be balanced with the masculine, because that is the way and heal the planet and bring everything back into balance, is to have the balance of the two, which is, as you said, very appropriate for the day that we've chosen to do.
Sure, exactly. Now, just before we move forward, I just want to come back a little bit on what you said, because so from what I see now, Mary Magdalene was kind of your leader through all of your growing process, yourself on your path. And were you already feeling Yeshua at this time, or is it new that you started to feel Yeshua as well coming in?
Oh, well,
or the energy?
Actually, yes. Actually, gradually, the angels, I can the angel numbers over years and years and years, and I used to think, oh, that's weird. Before I really got connected, you know, and I kept getting 33 and 44, 33, 44, and I would have dreams. Well, I mean, you call them dreams, but really they're experiences. And even now, almost on this, of Mary and Yeshua together, and when I go into my heart space and go to the fifth dimension, we are if you like, if you can picture us sitting, the three of us, all holding hands. Asking, but I want to just touch on there how I realized how connected I was with the angels. That was when my daddy was very ill, and at the time I was learning Reiki and being attuned to Reiki, and I began to send him healing at a distance, because he was about 750 miles away from me in England, and he used to call it his special cuddles. I used to say, because we were very connected. We were soulmates, and we've been here on this planet a number of times in different formats. This time I played the role of the daughter, but we used to connect with each other, and I pain. He used to keep me awake some whole night, where he was so uncomfortable and so on. And I would ring him up and say, you know, oh, is that you kept me awake all night? And he'd jokingly say, it was you keeping me awake. But I said to him, I sent you some special cuddles, and he would say, yes, I could feel the special cuddles. Well, it turned into angel cuddles, because in actual fact, the angels were giving me messages. Like when it was towards the end, I would get messages come up on my computer screen in completely different writing that I've not got those fonts on my computer. It was like I would get messages come up on my computer screen, like you should go to England to visit Daddy. They used to say Daddy, and so I went, and this went to the house. I was on the house, and mother opened the door. I said to her, "Oh, what's that smell?" My mum, and she said, "What smell?" I said to her, "Well, can't you smell it? I've never smelled anything like that before." It wasn't an unpleasant. And I went in and I said to Daddy, "Daddy, do you know what that smell is?" He said, "What smell?" And then I began to think, don't the angels let you know they're with you by giving, odors? That's
exactly.
And then my brother came along, and I said to him, "Can you smell that smell?" One of these they show you. And he said, "What smell?" And then he said, "You are so deaf." And then my nieces came. No one could smell this smell. It was only me who could smell this smell. And then I felt this wonderful. I went to see my daddy. The very last day that I saw him, I said before going, "Please be with me, and let me be brave, don't let me." Very emotional, very sensitive, and I didn't want to upset Daddy, So I was saying, "Help me to be strong," and I could just feel them with me. And then
Amazing.
it's absolutely amazing. And they helped us both through, really, you know. So, but that was when I really, Jules and I were working together, and then gradually I realized that it was not only the angels, that it was Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, and they had me go to places. And when I went to Glastonbury, actually last October, I went to Glastonbury to do an Akashic record course, and introduced myself, you know, that I connect with the angels and I share angel cuddles, and I'm a healer. And I said, only just realized after 19 years that I was being pulled to the south of France by the Cathar energy. And there was someone else there doing the course who was a shaman. And she said to me, and Mary Magdalene, of course. And I went, oh, well, that confirms it then. So it was confirmed by a shaman.
Yeah, wow.
You are
Amazing.
a channel. And confirmation. And then gradually after, Mary has been telling me to do research. She'll tell me, go and do some research, and then I'll find something on, when I Google it, I find something new that I haven't seen before. It's like, oh, really? Now? Yes, now. And then I'll find something, and it fits another piece of the puzzle. Everything is becoming the messages thing more, you know. And I would.
Sarah, it is cutting much now.
Is it?
I'm losing much. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you Googled it, what did you find on Google? What did you find on Google?
I find lots of new things. She'll say, go and do some research about me on Google, and then I'll see stuff I've not seen before. It's suddenly there's this new information there that helps me fit all the pieces together to bring more clarity. And she asks me to go to. I was listening to your invocation, you know, the manifestation.
Yes, yes. I'm losing you again. So you.
Are you there?
Yes, but I was not hearing you. So you were listening to the manifestation invocation?
Invocation, yes. And I can't remember what, you know, you have the fill in the gap. And yes. I can't remember what I put in the gap, but it was something about my next steps.
Okay.
And it was to do with Angel Cuddle Cafe and my next steps, but I can't exactly. I felt all this energy coming through me, surging through me, and lots of tingling, you know, and ringing in the ears, which is a sure sign that I'm getting a message. And I was told very about an hour and a quarter from here. And
You
it
were
was
told
very
to go.
clear to go to Rennes-le-Château.
Okay, okay.
And so I went to Rennes-le-Château. It is about an hour and a quarter away from. Oh, hold on, I'm getting something come up here. There we are. Yes, so I went to Rennes-le-Château, and I went into the church, which is to Mary Magdalene. There's a funny noise.
Yes, they're doing some work here on the building.
Ah, okay. I thought we were losing the. No. So yes, I went in the church where it's the church dedicated to Mary Magdalene.
Okay.
And so I went in there. There were other people in there. There is a lot of Rennes-le-Château, actually, but that's for another day.
Okay.
But I was in the, and I said, in my head, I said, okay, I'm here. You asked me to come here. I'm here. So, and then I was told very clearly, actually, it was Yeshua who said, "Be patient, my child." So, and I was patient and to go out of the church. So I sat there patiently, and then everyone gradually went out of the church, and it was just me in the church. And then suddenly it wasn't just light that went straight down through me. It was actually as if Mary Magdalene came into me, infused or fused with me.
Okay.
And I got out my little I have my tablet with me. Video, I just felt this urge to do a blessing, and it's language, and now more and more the light language comes through. So it's as if Yeshua, I understand it in English, but then light language comes out. Now, light language is pure language. It is the light, it is the love, it is pure. Word for word, oh, this is what I've just said. And I can't remember what I've just said, but I get, while I'm saying it, the gist of what is being said. And when she shares the teaching with me, usually I just understand it all in English, and then a certain moment, suddenly I'll be just saying some light language, Actually, on Saturday, I went to LB. I was in Cathedral, the
Okay.
Cathedral, Cathédrale Santa Cécile, and there was a lot of all the different energies in there.
Okay.
And walking around, and I realized that I was kind of chant like mantras, but it was as if I was blessing the cathedral. I was blessing in light language, but it wasn't that I was walking on. It was Mary. and my husband said to me, I said to him, "Oh, would you take a photo of me?" And he said, "You want me to take a photo of you being strange?" I said, "Yes, that just about sums it up, yeah." So, yes, there were certainly some weird moments, but there were of love. I sent out love across the earth for all beings on the earth and for the planet. But I don't know if you know, but in Elby Cathedral, there's this big mural, and it has, on one side, it depicts heaven, and on the other side, it depicts hell. Compelled to make a little video, and Mary did come through and do a blessing, and explained that hell, of course, doesn't exist, that it was fabricated by the church to keep people living in fear, to keep people under control, and to stop people from waking up, which is what a lot of us are doing now, and a lot of us are helping others to remember, to reawaken. But the church was so asleep, so they invented hell. And this came across very strongly, and I did, well, Mary did a blessing of light language there at the time. And that was the thing with Mary also. She had John's Gospel, and there's a lot of her influence in that Gospel. She was as I said before, Jesus and Mary came as a team. They were the male and the female.
Yes.
Shared the teaching, but the church didn't want Mary, once Jesus had been crucified, they didn't want Mary teaching the true version of why Jesus was here and what he was sharing with us. So they brushed her aside. The disciples, they understand, and they didn't, why should they listen to time, of course, female, you know, you didn't have female leaders. And
No.
so they didn't want to follow what Mary was sharing with them, because Jesus was still sharing with her and she was passing on the messages. But the disciples, that I think it was, I'm not very good with remembering names, but I believe it was Mary who did say to the other, with her, why shouldn't we listen to her? But the other, and they went off sharing not the authentic truth that Mary and Yeshua had been sharing. They had not got the point. So they went off sharing one way of looking at Jesus' teachings, and he was pushed aside and went off. And she actually went to the south of France. There's a big Mary Magdalene influence here in the south of France. But while I was at Rennes-le-Château, they made it very clear to me that they had both been in this area where I live. They had both been here in their physical human form, and they're often here now together as the spirit, as the energy. And another thing that they pointed out was that they came for everybody, and this is what they want to be known, that they, like all the other ascensions, and so they came in that particular geographical area, but they came for everyone, and they are still there for everyone. And there you have the balance between the male and the female, the team. Yes. And their message was for everyone, no matter where they live on the earth. That they are here, that they weren't here to make a particular religion. Jesus didn't say, make a religion, but that's the way it got put forward, and a religion was made out of them. Excuse me. There. Sorry. What was I saying?
The religion were made, but it was not.
The religion, yes, the disciples, so on, made a religion out of it, and but the message from Mary and Jesus is that we all have the light. We are all the light. We are all one. We are one with everything, one with each other, one with Source. Source is nature, creation. We are one with everything.
Absolutely.
And to come to come back to that, who we are, it is to balance the masculine and the feminine.
Yes.
Align.
Now,
sorry?
And what? And so balance the masculine and feminine, and then you were saying, and you were to say aligned
with source, with all that.
All that is.
And the answer to that is, well, the word that, I mean, it is much more than the way many humans think of as love, but that's the only word we have in our vocabulary for that that energy, that being.
You mean love?
Love, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, yes. What we define as love in terms of human being is very often has nothing to do with love at all. That's for sure.
So we haven't got the vocabulary to describe it, but it is love. Switch it off again. I should have put it over out of the way, and I didn't think. Have I covered all that I want? Is there anything else? There is just.
So from what I see now, they're coming and with the message of balancing the feminine and the masculine. Obviously, this is what we see reflected out there on the planet, where is still this domination of the masculine, and we can see more and more the expression of the feminine. But again, this is something that when we look at what's going on planet Earth, it's a reflection of what's going on within ourselves. So I guess their message is certainly related to balancing the feminine and the masculine within each and every one of us.
Yes, yes,
absolutely. As a way to reach to that place of peace and love that we are.
Yes. And as each one of us, because we are all one, as each one of us becomes balanced and aligned and authentic, being who we truly are, and then more and more also will become aligned, balanced, because they rise up to the higher energy, because the higher energy doesn't come down to the lower energy. There's no going back. So so other people's energy raises up to come along as well. So just as Mary and Jesus were an example, then more and more of us are waking up and remembering, and we are the examples. We are the teachers through our example.
Yes, exactly. And the more, as you're saying, the more of us who transform and heal ourselves and bring ourselves in alignment, this feminine and masculine within ourselves, we are contributing to this changing of the whole of the collective at the same time.
Yes, to the transformation. Yes, yes. Exactly. And of course, it isn't. I'm not alone in having Mary Magdalene. She works through a lot of people.
Sure.
and Yeshua too. So, you know, but so it's a little bit scary at times, though, but it's exciting.
It is. It is.
And I
It
think,
is. What
sorry?
what makes it or makes us feel scary at times? It's because they're kind of pushing us into the expression of our potential, and so it's always asking for us to go over or out of our boundaries, out of our limits that we
Yes.
self-impose. So this is the challenge. Now,
Yes.
do you feel that the work that you have to do, or I can see that it is growing as you move forward into this work with Mary Magdalene and Yeshua, and do you feel that you're going to be doing more and more of this light language messages or healing, or is it going to be a combination of both, still having these messages coming?
Yes.
Have you?
A combination. It's well, it all goes hand in hand, as it were, and because part of the healing is in people understanding the teaching and remembering the knowledge that they have, the knowing that they have.
Yes.
I did the Akashic Record course. Things have been much clearer. I'm standing in my knowing more, if that makes sense.
Sure,
It's
mate.
given me, yes, it's given me more confidence to actually be me and to do or to be what is necessary. You know, I was very timid about it, but gradually with different people that when I was doing the course in Glastonbury, and people that I've met since, you know how you gradually sync people and things that they say to me confirm, you know, that I'm going forward on the right path.
Yes.
And so on, and actually stepping out of the comfort zone isn't as scary as you think it's going to be. Gradually you take bigger steps out into the unknown.
Yes.
It's scary, but you have the courage to take those steps. And when you do, when you follow your passion, I mean, it's a bit of a cliche, but when you fall into place and you go to somewhere and you're there at the right time at that moment to meet someone and so on, or to hear something, to see something.
Absolutely.
That no, two other things actually. Two. Gratitude and joy are top of Mary's menus. Being grateful, because that raises your frequency, your vibration, when you're grateful, when you are blessed along, and I will be blessing things as I drive along, you know, and by the end it's really nice, happy, content. Just the act of blessing and being thankful, grateful, raises your frequency, your
Yeah, absolutely.
strange to some people, but you easily step into another dimension, you know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You have to remind yourself sometimes, you know, right, I'm in the car at the moment, I'm driving. I have got to concentrate on driving, you know. And joy. We're not here to suffer.
Mm.
You know, God or source, or whatever suits you best, we've not been created to be in struggle or misery or unhappy, or we're here to create happiness, to be in joy. I feel, I believe there's a little blessing coming. Oshtaka omata aishta amata aistaka omata aishtaka ata amastaka aishta omata aista amata aishta to omata aistaki aishta amata emashtaka aistaka ato omata aishtaka atato okoma aishtaka emestaka epikishtaka oma ishtaka amata aishtaka amata aishtaka amata aishtaka enko onto oma aishtaka amata aishta oma aishtaka emishtaka onto oma ashtaka aishtaka amomushtaka. Love and blessings.
Thank you.
There. Okay. Would that be a good point to stop?
I guess it is a very good place to stop. Just being left with that blessing. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah.
Are you still there?
Yes, I am.
You are. Well, thank you very much for being in the host seat today. It's very much appreciated.
You're welcome.
I will admit I was rather nervous beforehand, but I enjoyed it.
Yes, it was.
I enjoyed sharing. Well, thank you very much.
Thank
Angel
you.
cuddles, love and light. Namaste to everyone.
Namaste. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.